Your teen requested a ride, but this time not from you. It's through their Uber teen account. You drive your teenager around, a lot, to their friend Jacob's house, their other friend Jake's house, to James's, to Jaden's, to Jalen's, to...
Mom? This is Jake's house, not Jacob's.
Now with an Uber teen account, your teen can request a ride under your supervision. They'll ride with a highly rated driver, and with live trip tracking, you'll follow along the whole ride to their friends' houses that all sound the same. Add your teen to your Uber account today. See app for details.
Bye, Mom.
We get it. Distractions happen. That's why we designed the fully electric, full-sized Volvo EX90 with the latest technology to keep you and those around you safe. Its two-sensor driver understanding system is designed to prevent distractions and help you stay focused. Reserve your Volvo EX90 today. Learn more at volvocars.com/US.
Hey, Realtors. On your way to a listing presentation, Zillow Showcase helps you stand out with sellers by putting their listing and your brand in the spotlight on Zillow. With Zillow Showcase, your listings can get prioritized placement, astonishing performance, and exclusivity. Showcase is designed to not exceed 10% of listings in a market. Don't wait to give your business the premium marketing and branding treatment it deserves. Visit showingtimeplus.com/Spotify to get started with Zillow Showcase.
Hello everyone! The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes on a recent horror release, and just like all of our other episodes, it might include major spoilers for said horror release, so don't listen to it if you haven't already seen it. You've officially been warned. And if you'd like to hear the full episode, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today. Without further ado, here is your exclusive Patreon clip. We have just discussed the original film. Why don't we just jump right into this, right? Like, would you recommend this movie?
I would, yeah. I think if you are a fan of Beetlejuice, this is actually a pretty solid sequel. I'm not going to pretend like it's perfect, but what film is? Overall, I think if you're a fan of this property, then the sequel is doing what you kind of hope it's going to do. Yeah, no, I'm in agreement. I don't love this movie. I have some quibbles that we will talk about, but it's a movie that, as aware as I am of its flaws, I still had so much fun with it, which I get, like, it's fun isn't really a good critique, but but it feels like a good base metric for this kind of film. Very much so. Like, I mean, from the opening music notes when we hear MacArthur Park over the studio logos all the way to the end, I just had a big grin on my face. Even when things weren't working for me, there was still something that was working for me. Yeah, and I would say even the things that don't work, it's more like, ooh, it's a little rush. Oh, it's a bit too much of this. Oh, I wish we had more time with this person, which is exactly what we said about the original. So part of me was like, all right, maybe this is just what you get out of a Beetlejuice movie. I mean, honestly, I think my biggest complaint outside of the overstuffed plot, which we'll talk about, but I felt like, maybe it's because I've been waiting for almost my entire life to see this movie, but I just feel like I didn't get to spend enough time with the characters again. Like, I got so, and everyone, we're spoiling this, but like, I got so sad when Delia died because I was like, oh, like, if we get a sequel, like, we won't get her back. Well, except that it's a world populated by ghosts, so we absolutely would. I know, but I think the whole Soul Train concept is like, once you're on the Soul Train, you're like gone, like you're in heaven, unless we go to heaven next time, Which we could. But yeah, I mean, let's broach this because this is a movie that is nearly an hour and 45 minutes long. And yet I am in complete agreement with you that it is not long enough because, yeah, there's a lot of plot lines. Again, we'll talk about that. But I did want to bring in this quote from Mark Miller. He's one of the two co-writers, the other being Alfred Goh. And these guys are the gents responsible for things like Smallville, as well as Wednesday. Obviously, Tim Burton is back in directing. But I read an interview with Miller in The Hollywood Reporter, and he acknowledges that the film was originally 10 minutes longer, at least in the screenplay draft. Right. So they wrote it, and then Tim Burton just kept saying, like, no, cut it down, like, get it shorter, get it punchier, because we don't want to overstay our welcome. And I just think that is absolutely the wrong sentiment. Like, I get you don't want to go for bloat, and this movie is visually overwhelming. It's very stimulating, right? Like there's so much detail in this world.
Yeah.
But this suggestion of like trim down this legacy sequel that people have been waiting 3 decades for, as opposed to giving them a little bit more time with these characters. Ooh, that chased my balls.